Meet Julian Mantle. By every modern metric, society would tell you he had won the game. He was a legendary trial lawyer with a seven-figure income, a private jet, and a gleaming red Ferrari parked at his massive estate. But paying for that lifestyle required brutal 18-hour workdays. He spent his life trapped in sterile, fluorescent-lit rooms, obsessing over the next legal victory. By the time he was 53, the stress had aged his face into his late 70s. He was physically exhausted and spiritually bankrupt. Eventually, his body presented the bill. Right in the middle of a packed courtroom, Julian collapsed, suffering a massive heart attack. He had mastered every traditional metric of achievement society demands. He climbed to the very top of the mountain, only to find the prize for winning was nearly a death sentence. Julian survived, but refused to go back to the firm. Instead, he made a radical choice. He quit the law, sold his mansion, his private island, and his prized Ferrari, and completely vanished. He traveled to India, pushing deep into the treacherous terrain of the Himalayas. He was searching for the legendary sages of Savannah, a mythical band of monks rumored to possess the ancient secrets to a fulfilled life. Years later, a visitor walks into the office of Julian's former colleague. It's Julian, but he is completely unrecognizable. He looks decades younger, physically vibrant and radiating an intense, quiet peace. He didn't find a magic pill in the mountains. He found a story. The monks taught him a highly specific, bizarre fable. It features a lush garden, a towering lighthouse, a 900-pound sumo wrestler wearing a pink wire cable, a gold stopwatch, and yellow roses. It sounds ridiculous, but decoding this specific fable offers a way to dismantle modern anxiety and replace it with a sense of lasting fulfillment. The fable's garden represents your mind. Care for it, and it blossoms. But left unguarded, toxic worry chokes your potential. To fix this, stand guard at your mind's gate, strictly filtering out negative thoughts to let your mental energy recover. In the center of that mental garden stands a towering lighthouse. This represents your dharma, a clear, guiding life purpose. You can pull all the weeds you want, but a peaceful mind has no utility if it lacks a precise direction. You need a meaningful objective to aim that focused energy toward. Taking strict control over your internal thoughts and defining an external target for your life are the mandatory first steps to building a life of value. Next, the story introduces a 900-pound sumo wrestler. He embodies the Japanese concept of kaizen, the strict practice of continuous, never-ending self-improvement. You cannot tame the chaos of your career, your relationships, or your finances until you relentlessly improve the person navigating them. The sumo's pink wire represents personal discipline. On its own, a single act of willpower is fragile, but by repeating positive daily habits, those tiny threads weave together into an unbreakable cable of discipline. The strength of your character isn't forged in a single leap. It's the inevitable result of relentless, disciplined micro-habits repeated every single day. Wandering through the garden, the sumo slips on a gold stopwatch. This represents humanity's most precious and strictly non-renewable resource, your time. Time is the ultimate equalizer. Whether you are a billionaire CEO or a monk meditating in the Himalayas, you get the exact same 24 hours. Mastering your life requires the ruthless mastery of your schedule. After slipping on the watch, the sumo wakes up to the scent of yellow roses. This symbolizes the virtue of selflessly serving others. There is an ancient proverb that says, "A trace of fragrance always remains on the hands that present you with roses." By elevating the people around you, you inherently elevate yourself. True wealth is never measured by the assets you hoard. It is measured entirely by the positive impact and the service you leave behind for the world. The fable concludes with the sumo walking down a path covered in diamonds. This represents the final virtue, embracing the beauty of the present moment. We often fall into the trap of deferred living, telling ourselves we will finally be happy once we hit a certain financial milestone or get that promotion. But happiness isn't a future destination. The journey itself is the diamond. Julian Mantle saved his own life by rebuilding himself from the inside out. He traded the pursuit of prestige for the quiet labor of mind mastery, replacing an outward obsession with accumulation with an inward dedication to growth. The monk sold his Ferrari, realizing you cannot buy peace. No matter how hard you work, you can't out-earn a poverty of the soul. The tools of the Savannah sages are sitting right in front of you. Stop being a prisoner of your past and become the architect of your future. Look closely at your own mental garden today. What's the first weed you're going to pull?